What's up guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the equipment and the items that I have in my pilot's bag. So when I first started flight school, I was researching, I was going through the web, I was on YouTube, trying to find out what items and what equipment I should buy in my pilot's bag. I didn't want to spend way too much money and overblow the whole thing, and I didn't want to spend way too less and then get things that wouldn't last. The last thing you need is a failure in the cockpit. I am not trying to use the emergency checklist anytime soon. So, if it's your first time watching, be sure to hit that red glorious button that says subscribe, like, and comment down below what you guys want to check out next. This channel is all about travel, tech, adventure, food, everything that's good in life. So, without further ado, the first item up is the HS-1 headset made by ASA. By the way, don't worry, you don't have to memorize any of this stuff. I'm going to have all these items linked down below in the description. So when you're shopping for a headset, you want to consider a couple of things. The first thing is the noise cancellation. So immediately once I put this headset on, ow. What? Did you say something? Nah, I'm just playing. They are extremely quiet, although they don't have active noise cancellation. Now, active noise cancellation has its pros and cons. The biggest pro is that it gets really quiet, especially when you're flying a plane like mine, a 172, which is a propellered plane. It tends to get very loud, especially at high RPM. But you don't have to worry about changing out batteries, which you would have to in an active noise cancellation headset. As far as sound quality, it's pretty decent. Obviously, you get what you pay for. These headsets can range from $100 to $1,000. So for the price, I think that these are completely worth it, especially for a student. After you get hired by the airlines and start making some money, then you can go all out on a headset if you wanted to. It's got adjustable volume control on the sides. It's got the mesh on the microphone to prevent any popping. And it's also pretty comfortable. Next in my bag, because I fly the 172, I've got a fuel tester. So you stick this pin up into the certain areas in the wing of the plane, and then fuel comes out and fills up the reservoir, and then you can see if there are water droplets inside the fuel. So you just keep repeating. If you see water droplets, you empty this out, and you keep repeating the process until there's no more air in the fuel. No more water in the fuel. It's been a long day. Next up, we've got one of the most important things that you'll need during your pilot career, and that is your logbook. This is your experience, this is your flight time, this is how you get hired to the good airlines, and this is what you're basically going to make your living using. So make sure you get a good book, plenty of pages. This specific one is also from ASA, I'll have it linked down below. A lot of the stuff you'll notice are from ASA because the ASA kind of gears towards decent quality and decent price. So yeah, pilot logbook. You also have to have this in your plane at all times, so make sure it's in your bag. Next up, this is really important. This is a sectional specifically for New York because I'm in the area. As you'll see later on, I use my iPad and I have ForeFlight and I use that to navigate and use GPS. But in the event that the iPad crashes or something happens to the app or it dies, you've got a sectional at least that you can open up and figure out where you are the old-fashioned way. I don't know how to put this back. I'll deal with that later. Next on the list, we've got a flashlight. This specific flashlight is made by Smith & Wesson. Best part about it is it's got two settings. It's got a white light, which is your regular LED light, and it's also got a red light for night flights. So during the night, your eyes adapt to nighttime flying or just the darkness in general, and by opening up a white light, if you were to need this in the cockpit, you're kind of unadjusting your eyes, and you don't want to do that. So you use a red light because it's a little bit easier on your eyes. It also comes in handy when you're checking and inspecting your plane to make sure that it's airworthy. We've got a couple pens in here. Nobody cares about that. Next up, a clipboard. Now, shout out to my flight instructor. I used to use this as a clipboard, but I no longer use this. I got this, which is even better because this is such a simple design, but it makes such a huge difference. It's got this thing that wraps around your thigh with Velcro, and to make sure that the clipboard is fixed to your leg so that as you're getting information from air traffic control, you're writing it down. You don't have to worry about it falling. You don't have to worry about touching it. It's just strapped to your leg. Write down the information as you go, and you're flying. You're making sure that you're using your hands for other things. I've got a notepad on here. I've got my checklist for the 172. But yeah, great investment. It's only like 15 bucks too. I also have a notebook that I write any notes if my flight instructor is giving me some information, and just overall during ground school I can write my notes when I'm learning a new concept and refer back to it. I also keep my medical certificate in here. You have to fly with this, so make sure that's also in your bag somehow. I keep it in my notebook just so it's safe and protected. And coming up, I've got my iPad mini that I use to run ForeFlight on. I cannot fly with this. This is how I get around. I try to avoid using the sectional. I think the iPad mini is the perfect size. It doesn't block up too much of the windshield, so I'm able to see and I have great visibility outside of the cockpit, but I also have as much information as I want on the screen. I can check for airports. I definitely highly recommend getting ForeFlight for any student pilots or any just regular pilots. I also keep an external battery over here just in case this is low. You wanna imagine running out of battery on this, just completely lost and don't know where to go. And finally, the glue that keeps it all together, this Flightgear bag by Sportys. It's a great bag. It's got everything up and open, so you can access it quickly and easily. It's got one handle. I love this bag. I definitely recommend it to any student pilot. And as I said earlier, I'll have all of this stuff linked down below. I believe I bought majority of this from either Amazon or Sportys, but I'll have it all in the description below. As I continue through flight training and flight school, I definitely want to bring you guys along for my flights and as I enter the airlines and the career. So if you're into aviation, into travel, into food, into adventure, all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe down below, like, and let me know what else you guys want to see in these videos. I definitely want to make sure that I'm posting content that you guys enjoy watching. So, until next time, stay fly. Stay fly. It's a pretty good one. I think that's going to stick.